Welcome to the show. That was Hitler Was a Sensitive Man by Anal Cunt. Another truly inspirational song.
It's a very good tune, yeah.
It's just one of those songs in which, you know, when you have a headache and you just want to sort of put your iPod in when you go to sleep and just sort of sleep off your migraine. And it's just one of those tunes that you just plug in, because I think their whole album was like that.
It's a bit like a Lily Allen album. Like, you could just lay in your bed, chill, like you say, put your Beats by Dre on, or you could just slip your hand down your pants.
It's just
finger blast.
We really recommend Anal Cunt to any of your listeners. They're a very good band, and they haven't received the appraisal that we feel like they deserve. Cause
they're a bit outspoken, I think.
Yeah, I completely.
I was watching the Brit Awards and I noticed that they weren't nominated for any of their songs, and I was absolutely devastated.
They should be nominated for Best Video, because that video of that goat having sex with a frog,
of course,
was really quite touching.
Unforgettable, really, isn't it?
So. It is. Anyway, welcome to the show. The time is 2:47, and we've had loads of emails from you on Twitter and both on our YouTube account, and this one's from Todd Pringle, who would like to say, I love the show, keep it up guys, it really makes me really helps me relax before surgery, as Todd later explains that he's a brain surgeon, and he likes to listen to these songs during surgery as well. He just has a quick question to you, Sheldon. When you first found out that you could poo, what did you think would come out, and what did come out?
That's a very good question, Todd Pringle, thank you. Todd, I was probably about 0 at the time when I discovered I could poo. I remember thinking to myself quite vividly, Sheldon, what are you doing, mate? You've just come out of your mum's womb, and you're like, you're looking around you, you have no idea where you are, and I was fascinated to see the shit fall from my anus, but that's one of the inspirations, for my and Ned's band,
Yeah. Pooing is quite an important influence in our songwriting.
Well, like, you hear songs about breathing, you hear songs about eating and sleeping. Why not about pooing? Like, why is it so stigmatised?
Everyone does it.
Exactly.
It's completely natural.
Exactly. Well, thank you, Todd, but I've got a question as well. Sadly, mine are anonymous, so...
Oh, that's a shame.
We've got one here. It says to you, Ned, what is your favourite position during sexual intercourse?
Oh, wow, with that sort of question, you have to take into account who you're having sex with and where you are having sex. But if we're just going to talk about, the typical routine of a 13-year-old... No. I'm only pulling some strings. We're not politically incorrect on this show. If we're just talking about a standard girl that I've picked up on a nightclub,
15, 16, 17,
16-year-old underage, but she's legal. My favourite sex position is usually I would gently caress her hair and feel like, pull the back of her hair slightly, just nice and like a bit of a tug, and make her feel that she's in for a roller coaster fuck session right now. And then I'll throw her on top of me and tell her to put a strap on and punch me in the back of the head, and really go for my butthole. And usually when she's done with that, it's a lot of girls, I don't understand why they don't like it. I assume it's daddy issues or something, but a lot of girls don't like that. But the girls that do, we then swap positions, and I do like it. I do like the reverse wheelbarrow, which is
that's a good one.
And if you've got a wheelbarrow with you, it can really, really spice things up.
Yeah.
So I hope that answers your question.
Fantastic.
Wherever you are, thank you very much.
Do you have any more questions?
Oh yes, loads of emails have been flying in. We've had one from a girl.
Oh right.
And her name's Caitlin.
Caitlin.
She's a teacher at Westboro High.
Okay.
And she said wants to have a shout out to her pupils in 4C.
Big shout out to 4C.
Big shout out 4C. You guys are fucking nutters. Keep it up. You fucking loose cunts over there. She's asked if you believe fish have feelings.
I'm sorry, Caitlin. I didn't mean to laugh. It's just Ned's tickling my feet. Caitlin, your question is as beautiful as your name and your tits. Sorry, 4C. I don't think fish have feelings. No, I think no one.
But have you seen Finding Nemo? I mean, that's quite an accurate portrayal of fish in the ocean.
That's true. Actually, I changed my mind. Look, I think you've done your research. I think I need to listen to someone who knows what they're talking about in the fish world. And as Ned says, like, Finding Nemo is pretty conclusive. So
I mean, that clownfish did travel across the whole fucking ocean to get to his son.
Yeah, he did, and that was a real documentary. So
yeah, the cameramen they were crying at the end of that, filming that. It was beautiful how all the animals came in together.
It was saddening how the camera crew couldn't interfere because it was natural. What happened? It was
perfectly natural.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that was a very good question. Thank you, Caitlin. But yeah, as we said, the emails still fly. I've got another one for you. This one here. If Sally has 4 apples and 2 bananas, how big is her wang?
That's a very good question. It's a difficult one to answer, both mathematically and physically. Mathematically, she has 4 apples and how many bananas was it?
It was, I believe, 2 bananas.
And 2 bananas. I mean, she has quite a big wang in that sense. Purely just because I assume she's carrying them on her penis. I assume that's how you.
I assume that the
and to be able to carry 4 apples and 2 bananas on your penis is quite. You have to have quite a substantial.
I assume it would be fully erect as well.
Yeah, I mean you'd have to have a girthy pipe down there.
I reckon so.
So in her sense, I reckon it would be quite big. Sally would have quite a big male reproductive organ.
Or wang to use.
Or wang as to make reference to the question, the language in which the question was answered. So I'm going to guess at about 32 inches around
probably
as a circumference.
Answer.
Lengthwise, I'm not 100% sure, but
absolutely.
Yeah, thank you very much for your question. I have one more, and this is making reference to one of our bands.
Okay.
This is a man called Joseph. I believe he is an astronaut. We have a lot of, well-off people that come into our show. I feel like we inspire people to do well in life and really take their opportunities how they should take them. So Joseph has asked, he believes that he's read your bibliography.
Okay, yeah.
Called Sheldon My Big Balls.
Yeah, that one came out last year.
That was a 2013 edition.
Absolutely, yeah.
He says when you were 12, you inserted that pear into your rectum.
Yeah, of course.
He wants to know if that was the start of the name, the inspiration for the name Ruptudanus.
That's a very good question, because my last question was also what was the inspiration for the band name, which I've forgotten. But Rupturing Anus, that's not our band name either. That's Furious Rectum.
Furious Rectum is our band name, but I mean we do we have sort of alter egos in which we play more hardcore, sort of a bit more
alternative, social, political, cultural.
We like to send more messages towards the political figures of the world, David Cameron, Obama, Dora the Explorer, and Malcolm in the Middle. These key figures that there are leading the free world.
Absolutely.
But anyway, the pear insertion.
No, I remember it vividly. I was asked by my teacher, Mrs. Cuckold, to stand up in front of the class and drop my pants, and I said no. Well, I went to a Roman Catholic school, you see.
Naturally, we all have.
Absolutely, and so I refused, but she had a pear, and she said to me, it was God's work if I put that pear up my anus. And I said to my friend Joseph, who's now an astronaut, thank you for your question, Joe, could you please put this up my anus? And he said, yeah. And
Oh, so you went to school with Joseph?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
he didn't mention that in the email,
but it pissed off Joseph because he didn't really want to do it, and so I think it stuck with me, that feeling of furiousness. And when it came round to meeting Ned, the first thing we said to each other was "Furious Rectum." We just looked at each other.
we both have those past experiences.
Exactly.
Anal tears, all sorts going on down there.
Before you knew it, we were making love and writing tunes. So
Here we are right now. Thank you very much, Joseph. That's a
insightful question. Thank
deep
you.
question. Some people in this world, they really don't. They don't belong. They just don't belong to be
Absolutely
in the
fantastic.
dark. They should be.
So I've heard you've got another song written for us. Maybe just a little sneak peek of something to come.
Well, you've put me a bit under the spot, but I mean, I'm sure I can. This is one I'm working on right now.
Oh yeah.
It's called Cabbage and Children.
That's fantastic. Yeah, I can see where that one's going. I see the sort of feeling you got there.
I'm just trying to represent that fruit can be just as important as children, because
Absolutely.
you know,
Cabbage being a fruit.
cabbage being a vegetable. I apologise. I believe that anything that, you know, God put water on earth on day 4, I believe it was.
It was Dave.
I can't remember.
On the Arkham Asylum.
In the Ark, yes, indeed. And I feel like, you know, everything on this earth is to be treated with respect. And why should something that grows out of a bush or out of the ground be any less important than someone that comes out of my vagina?
Absolutely, yeah, I got that from the riff just then.
Yeah, and keep your emails coming in. They really do help us with the show, and we'd like to hear of your insights and your just your general thoughts about the show. Anything else you'd like to say?
Oh no, just remember to keep following us on Twitter,
Furious Rectum, hashtag
Facebook, Bebo, MySpace,
MSN.
Tinder, Plenty of Fish, Chat Roulette, anything you can do.
There we go. Yeah, we are on there 24/7.
Exactly. Playing your new tunes.
Anyway, we'd like to just end the show with a song by Linkin Park. It's called Faint, and it's a very good tune. So thank you very much. Tune in next week. Bye bye. Follow us on Twitter, hashtag Furious Rectum, hashtag Show Us a Gang. And we really hope you do well in life.
But it's like no matter what you do, just believe this is real.